92 years, 22 tournaments, billions of hearts broken, mended, and broken again. This is the story of the FIFA World Cup, the greatest drama ever told. Chapter 1. The Miracle of 1950. Brazil, 1950. The Maracanã Stadium. 200,000 people packed inside, the largest crowd ever assembled for a football match. Brazil needed only a draw against Uruguay to become world champions. The party had already begun. Newspapers had already printed the victory editions. But football doesn't care about scripts. Uruguay scored first. Brazil equalized. Then, in the 79th minute, Alcides Giggia silenced 200,000 people with one strike. Uruguay 2, Brazil 1. The Maracanazo, the greatest tragedy in Brazilian football history, was born that day. Players who lost that match were never forgiven. Some never played for Brazil again. One goalkeeper, Moacir Barbosa, was blamed for the rest of his life. He once said, "The maximum punishment in Brazil is 30 years in prison. But I have been suffering for 50 years. The World Cup doesn't just create champions, it creates ghosts. Chapter 2. The Hand of God and the Goal of the Century. Mexico, 1986. Argentina versus England. Quarterfinals. The Falklands War had ended just 4 years earlier. This was never just a football match, it was personal. Diego Maradona stood just 5 foot 5 inches tall. The smallest man on the pitch, but he carried the weight of an entire nation. In the 51st minute, the ball looped into the penalty area. Maradona jumped, raised his fist, and punched it into the net. The referee didn't see it. Argentina 1, England 0. After the match, Maradona called it the Hand of God, but what happened 4 minutes later needed no divine intervention. Maradona picked up the ball in his own half. He turned. He accelerated. He danced past one defender, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. He rounded the goalkeeper and slotted it home. 60 yards, 11 touches, 5 defenders beaten. The goal of the century. One man, one match, one goal that was cheating, one goal that was genius. That is the World Cup. Chapter 3. The day 200 million hearts broke. Brazil, 2014. The semi-final. Brazil versus Germany. The host nation. The country of football. 200 million people watching at home, expecting glory. But what happened that night in Belo Horizonte was not football. It was a funeral. 11 minutes. That's all it took. 11 minutes for Germany to score 5 goals. Thomas Müller, Miroslav Klose, Toni Kroos, Kroos again, Sami Khedira, 5 goals in 11 minutes. The Brazilian crowd fell silent. Then they started cheering for Germany. Then they started crying. The final score, Brazil 1, Germany 7. The most humiliating defeat in World Cup history. David Luiz, the Brazilian captain, collapsed on the pitch. Neymar, injured in the previous match, watched from the sidelines in tears. The nation that invented the beautiful game had been destroyed on home soil. But the World Cup teaches us something. Defeat is not the end. It is the beginning of a story yet to be written. Chapter 4. The Headbutt that shocked the world. Germany, 2006. The final. France versus Italy. Zinedine Zidane, the greatest player of his generation. In his last ever match, one more game, and he would walk away as a World Cup champion for the second time. The match went to extra time, tied at 1-1. Then, In the 110th minute, something nobody could explain happened. Zidane walked toward Marco Materazzi. They exchanged words. And then Zidane turned, lowered his head, and headbutted Materazzi in the chest. The referee didn't see it, but the fourth official did. Red card. Zidane, the maestro, the artist, the champion, was sent off in his final match. He walked past the World Cup trophy without looking at it. France lost on penalties. Italy became world champions. And the world was left with one question. What did Materazzi say? For years, nobody knew. When Zidane finally spoke, he simply said, "I would rather die than apologize." The World Cup doesn't just make legends, it makes mysteries. Chapter 5. The wait is over. Qatar 2022. Lionel Messi, 35 years old, 5 World Cups, 17 years of chasing. One last chance. He had won everything. The Champions League, the Copa America, individual awards beyond counting. But the World Cup, it had eluded him. It had haunted him. It was the one thing missing from his legacy. Argentina faced France in the final. France had Kylian Mbappé, 23 years old, already a World Cup winner, the fastest man in football. The old king versus the young prince. Messi scored. Argentina led 2-0, then 3-2, but Mbappé, a man possessed, scored a hat-trick in a World Cup final. Only the second man in history to do so. 3-3. Extra time. Penalties. Messi stepped up first. He scored. Argentina won the shootout. And in that moment, the debate was over. Lionel Messi, the boy from Rosario, who was told he was too small, too weak, too fragile, stood on the shoulders of his teammates and lifted the World Cup trophy. 17 years of waiting, 17 years of doubt, 17 years of people saying he could never do it. And in the end, he did. Because the World Cup doesn't reward talent. It rewards patience. It rewards resilience. It rewards the ones who refuse to stop dreaming. 92 years, 22 tournaments, billions of stories, but they all end the same way, with one moment that changes everything. Because the FIFA World Cup isn't just a tournament. It's the greatest story ever told. The question is, what story will the next World Cup write? Follow UBTV for more legendary sports stories.